Okay. I'm still not going to be recording me as I'm talking here, but because at this point I am very, very sick and I have a lot of medical problems and I am just run ragged and I've been through a lot, as these videos show. And I have been trying to wait until I can do myself up and look good, but you know what, I don't care about that, and it is what it is. So this is the video that's going to be qualified. This is the qualifier. So let me start here. This is not a boo-hoo or looking for sympathy or any ulterior motives whatsoever. This was necessary to do just to be able to explain to people that are in a position of authority who can help me or others, or doctors, judges, quasi-judicial bodies that determine whether or not people even have a job. And that's really, I've been helping myself and I haven't needed a lot of help in that respect. But I am 1 year away from being a lawyer, and I'm very, very well educated, and I don't brag. I'm very humble, and I hate even telling people this. But if I don't, people will judge me wrong. So let me just say I am more than qualified to talk about what I'm talking about. I have 7 years of post-secondary with a 92% average, 2 college diplomas, 1 degree, and I'm 1 year away from being a lawyer. I have an IQ of 140, and any test that I've had is off the charts. Logical and analytical reasoning is off the charts, so I'm good for that. I'm also autistic, and I like to say I have the good qualities of an autistic person because there was no autism when I was younger. I'm 54 years old, so the bad qualities were beaten out of me, but I could always outsmart the adults, and I really didn't care much for people really back then that were inconsistent and cruel. I'm very loving and very kind and very, very respectful, and I'm not perfect. I've made a lot of mistakes, but I'm the first one to admit responsibility for my own actions. If I'm the problem, or if I could do something better, or I've done something wrong, everyone who knows me knows I'm the first one to admit responsibility for any mistakes I've made, and I've learned from them. Okay, so what has happened here is I did not expect ever to end up having to be in a place like this where just generally the women or the men inside that stay in these shelters don't really do much to get their lives back, and they don't know any better or whatever it is. And I'm not any better than people, but I just very, very, I've met a lot of wonderful people in the shelters, but really it's the people that you see on the streets out and about, and you know, the dirty people that are walking around with backpacks on and whatnot, and really trying. Those are my homies, those are my tribe. Staying inside a shelter like this, you really most of the time have some big issues that warrant you being able to stay somewhere where you really can't get your life back. There's not much opportunity or ability to do anything when you're very limited onto what you can have. Most places it's 1 plastic bin, maybe 2 that can't weigh 30 pounds more, and that's it. If you have anything extra, forget it. Here we do have a locker, but it's very, very small, and very, very small, and that's it. That's all. So because I do a lot and I wear many hats and I do many things, and I do work and go to many appointments and have a lot of important meetings and things that I have to do, I need to have a fugly outfit that's just warm and for being out there and doing what I do outside. And then I have to have some nice professional clothing to go to appointments and kind of in between, you know, too. So it's not that I want to have a lot of stuff. It's that I need to have certain things, because I do a lot of things. I'm accomplishing a lot, and you get treated like you look, 100%. I learned that the hardest way possible. That if you have a backpack and you have big coats and, you know, you're just homeless chic even, and you know, guaranteed it's a dead giveaway. And if you use a walker on top of it, like I do, people have become so desensitized and so cruel, they would just look down at you. I've actually had people in stores 2 times, 2 grown men, literally push me out of the way when I'm going as fast as I can. And, you know, I feel sorry for people like that. There's a special place in hell for them, and I don't let it bother me too much. But overall, you know, I've learned a lot, and it does get to you for sure. I had a very, very, very successful life. I've had my ups and downs in my life. I've had my problems, but I'll tell you what happened with me was, I am not judging anyone to be better or worse than myself, but to me, I had 10 years of being single, happy, safe, secure, drug-free life, very financially successful, no problems, in a beautiful, beautiful apartment with leather embossed furniture with Swarovski crystals on it, and no problems with having money. So I couldn't understand why at first I ended up being homeless. It was just the worst possible thing I thought that could ever happen to me. That was not supposed to happen. But I was stalked obsessively, and that's, don't take my word for it. That is somebody that was somebody else is called. Like, that's exactly it. Obsessed, stalked, and I mean, relentless. I mean, there was nothing I could do to get rid of this person, and just on and on and on and on and on. I finally had to flee. I had to flee, and I had to flee. I had to flee finally to get my life back. My life had been completely desecrated. I could not get rid of this person. I'm not kidding you. No matter what I did. And there's a little bit of a backstory to this that I'll tell you later. But anyways, I never wanted this person to begin with, and I eventually, after a year and a half, just had to flee. I had to move and go MIA to another city to start, you know, to get away from that. I put my belongings in storage, and it was a very hard time. It was very confusing for me. I didn't even know what a narcissist was, and I didn't understand why this person was a chronic, habitual, pathological liar that would just have no conscience. I couldn't imagine where I come from that there would ever be a person like that. And I worked as a prison guard at the Edmonton Maximum Security Federal Penitentiary for men for federally sentenced men. I worked in segregation, and I worked as a probation officer and a caseworker for men on parole. And I have never met someone more dangerous and more of a psychopath and with all kinds of issues than that particular person. So anyways, I finally had no choice but to put my belongings in storage and take up the first offer from my first cousin, who I thought was sincere and genuine. But what happened was he ended up just trying to molest me and violate me every single day, and I had to get out of there. I couldn't take it at all. It was just gross. So I told people I'm doing this for work. I have to do this for legal purposes, and I have to do this out here. I can't do it anywhere else. And she can color in the bathroom. I'm not bothering anyone. This is impossible there's other places. So anyway, then don't go color somewhere. If I don't have anywhere else I can talk, this is for my work. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. This is for my work. It doesn't matter. Yeah, you can't dictate to me when I can do my work. So you can go color. You can go color in the bathroom. You're coloring. I'm doing something important. Well, then I don't care either. Anyway, so that's what I'm talking about. See, to go on and on and on and on like that, there is no place for someone to go and do this kind of work and be talking out loud. And I already okayed it with the staff, so that's just the way it's going to be. Because if I go into the shelter, the women that are sleeping are going to hear me. Going to the bathroom, they're going to hear me. And there is nowhere you can go into, like a restaurant or, the college on the street or anywhere to be doing this. It's very, very important, and big money depends upon it, and people's lives depend upon it. So, anyway, yes. So. Yes, I had to leave that. And so I called my mom 5 days later, and she was my mama bear. She was, she meant everything to me. We were so close, and I called her for help, and she ended up dying on the phone with me, actually. She had cancer, and I had talked to her a few months ago, and she was fine, and she was fighting it, and I tried my very best to be supportive for her, and then, she ended up dying on the phone with me. It was just so heartbreaking. But, I'm closer to her now than I ever was. She's guided me. And, if you can hear that in the background, that's just a very rude, ignorant, selfish person in the background who thinks that this is not important and she can't go color in the bathroom. So whatever, that's just the way it is. I don't care. Don't let it get to me. I don't care. So anyway, yeah. So that was very tragic, but she was my support. And because I'm autistic, I didn't develop, I didn't develop highly, close personal relationships. They weren't important to me. My kids, my work, my schooling was everything to me. My family, and these women are mentally retarded. They think that I'm the problem, and they can't color in the bathroom. Well, they can go color in the bathroom. I'm not leaving. This is the only place I can do this. Anyway, so that was what happened, and I ended up going to another city, and from there, I learned very quickly that, this happened for a reason. I thought this would be the most horrible thing that happened to me, that there was something inherently wrong with homeless people myself. I didn't judge them, but I was not going to talk to anybody, and just didn't know why I was there. But I met my family. I learned a lot about myself, and I'll say more about that later. But I wanted to say, this is a qualifying here, is that so everything you're going to see and everything you're going to hear is purely facts, just facts. And that means undeniably true. So you can watch videos, and you can see the supporting documentation and call times and messages and witnesses and statements of all kinds, where this is undeniable. This is not a subjective, my opinion and my life story thing. This is just on behalf of myself and a lot of other people who are out there really trying and not sitting on their asses, coloring and giving me a hard time about doing something important. If you really are trying to have a life and have any success and not just color, it's really almost it pretty much is impossible. If all you have is a homeless shelter as a place to try to accomplish anything to have, any success about getting the proper housing again and being somewhere that's not a trap house where you're not vulnerable or marginalized anymore, and you don't end up, with medical issues that are unresolved and having no help from the EPS and things like that is pretty much impossible. You need to have somebody on the out of the system, and I unfortunately I do have a couple of people like that. So this is, you can tell by what you're listening to in the background. I am, this is what I have to deal with, and I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. I am very, very polite, and I put a lot of thought and consideration into being able to do the qualifying videos. There is not a single place I can do this other than the front foyer of this shelter, the front foyer of this shelter, where I'm not freezing outside, I'm not somewhere where I'm disrupting people, and I can do this out loud. And if people are coloring, needing to color, and that's all they're doing is coloring. I'm not filming you.
She hit her. Like, fucking just stop. Stop, she hit her.
Oh my goodness.
She hit her. Stop.
Yeah, anyway, okay, somebody else, this nasty old twat is filming. See, this is, so to try to do something important at all, this is just, couldn't be more clear. This is a front foyer of a care shelter. It's the only place that I can sit and talk out loud and do this important YouTube channel video uploading and context and doing it all, which my family doctor, I have the best family doctor, really needs this in order to write me the letters and give me the referrals that are imperative to get out of here and get my life back. So he is anxiously waiting for me to do these videos, and I'm doing it not too loud, but not at all disruptive, and I'm not videoing anyone else. But, people that I don't have an option, and people that are coloring do have other options. So that's the way it is. So that's about it. And so I am going to be finishing it. And this is, very, very selfish, ignorant people that don't understand what I'm doing at all, not doing that. I wish I had the luxury of sitting there coloring, sitting on my ass and doing fuck all. And no, I don't. I don't know how it look like that. But you know what? Like people, that are just coloring and are telling me to not do my videos that I need to do for my doctor that I'm way behind on, and to give to other quasi-judicial bodies and levels of authority to solve problems. I'm going to do that, and other people that don't understand that's too bad, because I'm not at all being selfish or rude at all. So yeah, there's no possible way to ever just accomplish anything important in these places. I have put this off forever and ever, and I'm not doing that anymore. Okay, so I ended up in another city, and I met my tribe. I met my homeless homies, I call them, and I never planned on it being this long, but there's a lot of videos and a lot of evidence and a lot of proof for everything I say. However, this YouTube channel is something that is necessary. It's the only way that I can disseminate clearly to the people that I really do need help from, to not have to live like this. Okay? I'm
really sorry.
just...
I don't give a shit what you have to say, seriously.
So, just let me finish your whole other second. So, yeah. So, yeah. Yeah.
You just say to me you're gonna touch me?
I said don't touch her.
Yes,
I said don't touch my friend. I said don't touch you.
there's no intelligence whatsoever between the two ladies here. They're very mentally ill and selfish and rude and
like intelligence, at least I have empathy, at least I have
no social skills whatsoever. And I mean, I was in here for a few hours earlier to have quiet time before I went to my doctor's, and this lady that's been going on is just nattering away out loud, bitching and complaining about things while she's coloring. I never said anything at all. Now it's my turn to do what I need to do, and if people don't like it, too bad. That's just the way it's gonna be. I'm not gonna be. I couldn't be more stressed out and ill as it is. I have to get these done. There's never a good time to do them. There's never any place to do them at all. So this is it. Until, God willing, I get out of here into where I hope to be. This is the way it's going to be. I'm needing to finish these uploads and context and description videos within the next 3 days to give my doctor adequate time to look at them and read them, which he will, and for a few other reasons that I'm not going to talk about right here, but I have to deal with the landlord, which you'll see here. So it's really hard to even concentrate, but yeah. So what you're going to see here is, like I said, what I'm talking, okay, this page was not something that I wanted to do or I planned on doing. It was something that was necessary after I tried to figure out how on earth I can ever explain and clearly things and problems and what has been going on and this kind of shit show unless in words, because there's no words or not enough words to explain what you're listening to right here. This is what it's like. And where's the staff to do their jobs? You know, I'm doing something important. And the staff are doing fucking nothing as usual. And anyway, yeah. So, oh my God. Okay, so I just wanted, first of all, to give my doctor some way to have a way to understand clearly the best way to do this, and writing things down. Writing it down doesn't do it justice. Putting things into words, it becomes misunderstood right away. It's not comprehensible. And you know what? For that matter, doing a video for my wonderful, awesome, amazing doctor, best doctor in the world, was what I intended. And there was just no way to send it in an email or in a message of any way, or to post it anywhere, because they're too long. They're just too long. So I realized that it would have to be on YouTube, and then I have been meaning to do this for forever. Yes, to do this forever. And in the meantime, it's been one thing after the next that I'm going through that is absolutely worse than hell. This kind of thing. This is actually not even nothing compared to what you're going to see on the videos. I've been trying just not to die, and I've been trying to thrive. I've been trying to get to my doctor. I've been trying to do it simple. But in the end, I never in my wildest imagination thought that it would get so complicated. I just decided, well, I'm going to start recording things, starting with I've been recording things for 4 years, but I just plan to use it for, to press charges against the landlord who sexually assaulted me, or to do something to help myself, to proof, like, just not to post it on Facebook or anything like that. There's nothing random or random about what I do or say or have. It's all for a purpose, and I am all about just facts, evidence, proof, or I'm not interested. And that's how I did my research. That's how I believe things. I understand things. And this is what is necessary, because these recordings speak volumes. There's no way I could ever explain what is in these videos, and I never expected to be having to do this, but it was necessary, and boy, is it ever going to be something that is mind-blowing, and I have to get this done. The sooner I do it, the better. I have many reasons why I have to finish this up within the next few days. A lot of money is at stake. I have deadlines, and I have to do some really important things. And there's a lot of resources and funding and ways that I can get out of this. But I do need to have, I can't make all the decisions myself. I have to be able to present everything to the powers that be, and I can't have them, not do a no on me or whatever. It's just going to be really powerful and really strong. And I'll explain that later. So everything that you're going to see here is numbered consecutively, starting December 30th, video 1, and then 2 and onward to infinity. I do have about 100 videos I'll be uploading, so you have to watch them in order consecutively, or they're not going to make sense. But in front of every video recording, I'm going to do a context video that explains what you're watching, what you're looking at, and give you a little bit of description about what's going on, so that there's no misunderstanding, or there's a lot missing in it. I can't record everything, and there's still a bit of description that it's just easier to do these recordings than to write it out on the underneath the videos, because nobody reads that anyway. So watch them one through consecutively. They start in December 30th, where I had paid huge money to be able to find an ideal place and do everything right. A lot of money, and as soon as I met this person, this landlord, thank God I brought my son as a witness, because from that moment on, there was nothing honest and a lot of illegal things that were being done, and really downright evil that he won't get away with. But, so watch the 1.1 context video, and then number 1 video. And then so on and so forth. 2.2 will be the context, 2 will be the video. And what you're going to see is everything that plays out, from having a very shady predator landlord. He's do everything actually illegal, and the supporting documentation will be presented here too. You'll be able to watch the laws that he was to be abiding by, and everything was just it was. I can't even believe somebody would be that evil and that stupid. There are going to be consequences for him legally, for sure, but what I went through was abuse in every way, harassment, abuse, and nothing was legal. And I wanted to prove that once and for all, I never said or done anything wrong. You can see in the videos I'm doing extra. I'm not even being at all escalating the situation, and I'm just complying with everything, even though I don't need to whatsoever. It's to show that there was no way to reason with this person and how I was being treated. There was no point in saying no and arguing it, because it would have never made a difference. He was going to do what he was going to do, and in the end, he had no intention of doing anything more than taking as much money and everything he could from me, and then, doing what he did to me, which then left me in a state of ending up homeless. And it was absolutely through no fault of my own, which you'll see 1,000%. I did extra even. I was on perfect behavior, and I complied with everything, even though I didn't have to. So there was no need for that, and he will be held accountable. I'm just showing that the fallout from that put me back into this kind of environment where it's just not possible to do anything important. It's important or be successful whatsoever at anything.